What to expect as a lawn applicator. What's going on, everyone? This is Michael with Lawn Dude. Giving my 2 cents worth on what to expect as a lawn applicator. I guess owner-operator more so than anything else. Expect to have a lot of headaches. And take that with a grain of salt. I'm not trying to scare nobody. But if you're not a paranoid person, this game of lawn applicating might not be for you. When they say there are pesticide investigators, I know in Northern Virginia there's a pesticide investigator. You know, you got people out with cameras everywhere. You better be paranoid to be in this game, man. If you have the slightest leak from your tank, you have the slightest leak from a backpack, you have one spot where a lot of fertilizer is leaking out onto the road from your machine or your spreader, you better be paranoid and make sure you address that real fast, because it takes nothing for somebody to send a picture to the Department of Agriculture, can't even speak right now, or to hazmat, and you're screwed, because now all of a sudden there's an investigation out on you, and if they see that picture and see that you didn't clean up that area, you can be fined and have your license taken. So one thing I always learn is don't have junk equipment. Speaking from experience, I've worked for companies. Matter of fact, the last lawn care company I worked for was the last place I worked for before I went full time. I was the manager of that company, and it was important for us to make sure things were fixed, because things happen. You turn a corner too fast, and your spreader flips over, and it's full of fertilizer, leaks all in the trailer, then a little bit leaks in the road. You gotta make sure you clean that up. You better make sure you clean that up, man. Because you will get some calls off of that, and you better hope it ain't the calls that put you out of business. So you better address. Thank you for listening to Lawn Dude Unearthed, where we dive into deep topics, discussing not only the highlight reels, but we talk about the lowlight reels, the struggles, the successes. Anything we want to talk about for today, we will cover on this podcast. Once again, I appreciate you for listening to this. If you can, please give us a 5-star review. We are currently on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, and still working on a few more. Thanks again for listening to us. Y'all be blessed. Peace. Whatever is up with your piece of equipment, man. I know when I first decided I wanted to do majority of my applications as liquid instead of granular, I traded a truckload of vac I had at the time for a pull behind tank. So Glasgow tank, 200-foot reel, hose reel, and started right up. Yeah, definitely started right up, but maintenance from the last owner wasn't great at all. Had some leaks, had to fix that. Had one when we were out in the field, and the part that goes into the reel, the valve, started leaking. Man, my guy happened to be with me. He ran up there. He had his hazmat gloves on. He grabbed something from the spill kit, made sure to kind of wrap that up while I was in the backyard with the rest of the hose, because, man, you get little stuff like that, you have to address them. You cannot have leaks. Trust me. Your paperwork. You better make sure your paperwork is up to date. I know for us, we got to put the weather, we got to put how much wind there was, because you should not be out here spraying in any type of wind. Period. Period. You want to get in trouble with these, with the Department of Agriculture? Go ahead and spray in the wind. Go ahead and spread some fertilizer where there's some runoff, and it runs down into a body of water. So it is super important to make sure your paperwork is up to date. Make sure every customer, where you put any ounce of fertilizer, whether it's liquid, granular, whatever, make sure that that is written down. And please make sure you have the proper PPE. And if you don't know what PPE is, then you're not ready for this game yet. Personal protective equipment. I don't care how ridiculous the boots look that go all the way up to my kneecaps. Hey, they're protecting me. I wear rubber gloves all the time. If it's real bad, I wear a respirator. It's rare that it's that bad. I always wear long sleeves out here. I always wear long pants. I can't believe people spraying shorts and short sleeves and shoes. But I always make sure to wear the proper personal protective equipment. And when I get in the house, let's see, them boots, those boots that come up to my kneecaps, I take those off at my last stop and put on my regular boots. And then when I go in the house, I usually have a trash bag I stand over. I take everything off, put it straight in that trash bag, wash all those clothes separately, and I spray every last bit of, like, say, my phone cover. I wear a chain wallet where the chain goes down the side. I spray all that with disinfectant. I don't play around with this chemical stuff, man. It's like I said, you better be some type of paranoid out here. But you better expect to always have your head on the swivel when it comes to doing lawn applications. But you may think that's negative. It's not negative. I'm just telling you more so what to prepare for, what to expect. And then I guess another piece of info I can sit here and provide is you get instant gratification when you're doing your job right, especially if you're the mowing contractor. I prefer to do applications on customers that I already mow, because I'm on them every week. I see one weed, I can go out there and address that when I'm on the property mowing on a weekly basis, sometimes bi-weekly. But you can see the green up, you can see the instant gratification of the work that you did, all the hard work that you put in on treating the yard correctly. Also, I guess another thing I would say to expect is that fertilizers will always go up with gas pricing. Make sure you have a great supplier who you are close with, to the point where, say, the weather changes in your area, you can text them and be like, or just call them and be like, hey, what do you recommend for these conditions if I'm looking for this? That's how I am with my supplier. I can text him anytime and ask him anything, what product is good for us, what does he recommend. And a lot of times, if I'm feeling a little dumbfounded because I can't figure out the ratio that go in my tank, he'll help me with that as well. So you better make sure you get a good supplier, and make sure, just like I say in many other videos, that your legal is up to par. Man, you better have insurance, you better have pesticide business license. You get caught spraying without none of that, you are in trouble. You're just asking for it. But yeah, this is what to expect. Really, it's just more so me telling you how you probably should be if you're going to be in this game, more than it is what to expect. I would definitely be paranoid when it comes to everything, just as far as making sure everything is the way it should be. Just like you should be doing with mowing, it's just a lot more room for error when you're dealing with chemicals in people's properties, because you don't want to burn them. You don't want to spray the yard where you know the dog is out in the yard all the time. You better have proper notice, and you better be signing these properties. I put a sign in every property I spray. I ain't playing around with it. So if something do happen, at the end of the day, I have proof that I have an email that I sent you with notice, and I also have proof that I put sign in your yard. Most of the time, I have my times written down when I was at that house. I can tell you exactly what time it was and exactly when that yard should have been dry. Alrighty, well, hope I didn't scare nobody too much, man. Just straight up saying, we just had to be overly paranoid when it comes to this game, man, because the rules are getting more and more strict, because there's a lot of guys who aren't doing this the right way and making it bad for all of us. Alright, well, y'all take it easy. You have any questions, please comment below. Kind of been doing this part for a little while here when it comes to applications and mowing. So I feel like I know a little something, but it might not be good for everyone, like I said in the beginning. Alright, y'all take it easy. Peace.